This is so weird. I don't even know how to score something like this.
It's a wild ride.
Because it's like, I don't dislike it, but it's also, I'm not going to.
It's different.
I don't want to.
It's strange.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way,
Like
but also not, I'm not sure it's in a good way either.
Yeah. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
And welcome to the first sip. This sample was drawn at random from our first sip sample pool. Not only are we tasting it completely double blind, but whatever's in this glass is something we've never tried before. With that said, let's get right into it.
Whoa, this smells very perfumey, almost.
I see what you mean. Yeah, there's like a little, I don't get floral a lot, but this has like a little bit of like perfumey, floral, very jumping out of the glass.
I don't hate it on the nose, but I hope it doesn't taste like that.
That was real good sentence structure, by the way. Like very perfumey, floral, jumping out of the glass.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, you knew what I meant.
Wow, this is insane. I don't even know what else to say. This nose is wild. I really am enjoying it. I just hope it doesn't taste like it smells.
It's
it's
quite pungent. It stings the nostrils.
I don't feel like it stings. It's a smell.
No, that was the Anchorman reference. It doesn't actually sting the nostrils.
I know the Anchorman
reference. It is pungent though.
I know the Anchorman reference.
That was the trigger for it because it's pungent.
Yeah, I've never smelled a whiskey like this before.
It almost smells like a little varnishy.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, this is so weird. I want to taste it so bad.
Let's get into it.
Okay. What
is that on the backside?
What is all of this? What is this happening? Am I in the upside down?
Wow. Boy, that's a roller coaster ride. I don't even know what we're dealing with. I don't even know how to articulate.
What are we drinking? Is this whiskey?
I don't know I don't know how to articulate
is this like
what we're experiencing.
Freaking like corn whiskey or some like weird thing?
No, it's probably some just garbage rye. No, I'm just kidding. It could be a rye though. For real, it could be a rye.
I don't know what's happening right now, you guys. My mind is exploding.
This is when this is one where you say sometimes like we need a second first sip.
Yeah.
Because we're just trying to process everything that's happening.
Okay, can we do that?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. I cannot put into words what I am tasting.
Man, there is like a concentrated core of super bourbon sweetness on the appley, fruity side, right in the middle. But it's wrapped up in this oily ball of furniture varnish.
Is it like it's like a varnish or something? It's something I've never tasted, and it's so weird.
There's a thing that happens sometimes, and we don't try to think about what we're tasting when we're tasting it. But a very few times we've tried older bourbons that have a little bit of a furniture polish or a furniture varnish type of note to them. And this is kind of reminding me of that. I'm not saying that's what it is. I mean, it could be something as simple as like it was aged in a smaller barrel or in a hot climate, and it's giving some notes that we're just not used to.
It's burning right now.
But the only thing I can equate it to that I've ever had is really old whiskey that has a little bit of that varnishy type of note to it.
Yeah.
Man, this one's a wild one. Let's try to take another sip and see if we can get anything else before we get into our scoring here.
It's almost like a potpourri that has lost its like scent.
That's a good note. That's a really good note. Yeah. It's a little dry, like potpourri is dry. It's a little floral, fruity, like it's like a sweet, appley.
Like it used to be really fruity and it's lost kind of its power. And so you're just kind of getting the like remnants of the fruity, but a lot of the dryness and maybe whatever they used to preserve.
It's like dehydrated fruit. Almost.
With like a preservative, varnishy finish.
Yeah, I would be stunned if this is not an old whiskey or some kind of small barrel something. This does not seem like a standard modern day aged Kentucky bourbon aged in a,
this is
53-gallon barrel.
I don't know what to do right now.
We're going to definitely need to take some time with this one to get our scores together. We're going to do that right now. We've got our tasting scores. Let's talk about them. Where you at? Okay,
so this one for me was weird, wacky, and wild. And I think my scores might reflect that. On the nose, I did end up giving it a thumbs up. It started out at just okay. But as I sipped it more, the nose did open up and it did get good. The flavor, I gave it a thumbs down. Whatever.
Not for you?
Not for me.
That's fair.
There was a lot of flavor there. I just didn't really like it. However, that said, it took me on an experience, like on a ride that I did not expect to go on. So I gave it a thumbs up on experience. Overall, it was, again, wild and wacky, and I kind of liked that. So
Yeah. Wild and wacky is a good descriptor for this pour. For me, I really like the nose and the flavors. It's the type of pour that if I just taste it when we're talking and hanging out, it can kind of throw me for a little bit of a loop.
Yeah.
But when I take some time to actually analyze what's going on in the glass, I really did enjoy those. It all rounded out, and the nose turned into this sweet old oak smell.
the nose
and then
did, yeah.
the palate was just fruity and floral, and it had like this little bit of like a sparkling water effect, like that little
Fizzy water?
little fizzy water on the tongue. And then I did give it 2 thumbs up on the experience because I thought it was a very unique pour. And I said it was concentrated, it was oily, and it was interesting. I hope the price is right on this. I hope it's an available product. This is the type of pour that I think would be very interesting to have a bottle of and work your way through it over a period of time just to see how it changes, spend some time with it, analyze it. Something tells me this is probably not going to be available.
Okay.
Can't wait to find out. Price first, then what we're drinking.
All right, let's
so
do it.
in our sample key, our first sip key, this is number 89.
All right. So this glass is $20.
What? Number 89?
That's what it says here.
What in the world? What is it?
Benchmark Full Proof.
What?
125 proof. I would never have guessed that. And this is thank you to Joe and Jess Carter.
Thank you, Joe and Jess.
Thank you,
wow.
guys.
Okay, now a lot of stuff.
Explain this to me because this was wild.
Hang on, now a lot of stuff is making sense. A lot of stuff is making sense. This is Buffalo Trace distillate.
Okay.
Benchmark is a younger line of Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
And the full proof in particular is the 125 proof version.
Okay.
I've heard people call this floral.
Yeah.
I've heard people speak to the kind of overpowering oak element in this glass. So you mix that oakiness with the floralness, and I can see where we got what we were getting.
It is like the wildest thing I've ever had.
And then the concentration of flavor and the oiliness makes sense. It's 125 proof, but it wasn't really drinking like 125 proof to me.
It definitely didn't drink. It drank lower proof, which I think for me that's a sign of good proofing, like when it doesn't drink as hot as it is.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean, it definitely had a concentration of flavor like 125 proof pour, but I didn't get that alcohol burn that you would typically get with 125. And maybe my proof dar's off, which we know is a problem for me. But wow, this is very, very interesting.
Still, the flavor is still not for me.
I can see some Buffalo Trace
but it is
backbone in there.
If you want to go on a wild and wacky ride for $20, I mean, is it available?
In markets where they have it, it's readily available.
Okay.
But in our market, I have not seen it yet.
If it's in your market and you have $20 you want to spend to go on a weird ride, I would buy it.
Yeah.
just to see what you think, because while it's not for me, I don't regret trying this.
Wow.
This was the highlight of my evening, even though I didn't even really like it.
I was really thinking to myself, like, man, is this a small barrel? Like, it's either got to be old oak or a small barrel. No, it's none of that stuff. It's just kind of a weird product.
Yeah.
And it's kind of young, and you mix that in with the proof, and wow, very interesting. This is a fascinating first sip. Okay, we need to get into our real world scores. Okay. So based on the price and availability, what is your retail score for Benchmark Full Proof?
So for the price, $20, great price. It's not available in our market, unfortunately, but you did say whatever market it is in, they are readily available. Right?
For the most part,
okay.
yeah.
So it gets a thumbs up on retail score for me.
Yeah, the price is so good. It's hard to go away from that.
Yeah.
Considering it does sit on shelves in a lot of markets. So I think I have to go with thumbs up as well for $20. Now, with that said, you walk into a store and you see it sitting on the shelf for $20. Are you buying it as a consumer?
Probably. So thumbs up. Like,
yeah.
I don't like it per se. But
you would buy it just out of interest because it's only $20.
I would buy it just out of interest because it's only $20.
Right.
And
it's a high value product.
I would probably make other people try it, and I would want to see what they thought of it.
You would get $20 worth of enjoyment just out of that. Yeah.
Yes.
So your real world score is?
It's a 4 out of 10.
Okay. So for me, I kind of hem and hawed on this a little bit, but I am a thumbs up as well on consumer score, which puts my real world score at a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
And
whoa.
That the nose really came around for me. So the experience came around for me. The nose did round out, but the experience of this, I was thinking it was lower proof and just bringing a lot to the table.
Yeah.
No, it's just kind of weird and wacky and zany, and I think I'm right there with you. This is a fun bottle to have around. The price for entry is so low.
Right, and that's what makes it. That's what gives it a thumbs up for me. Is the price is low.
And our scores are on a 10-point scale, but most things in blind tastings fall in the middle. So we say it's more like a bell curve, but it's really representative of value for the money. So that 4 to 6 point range represents good value for the money. Erin's at a 4, so a little on the lower end because she didn't really care for the flavor profile. Me, a little on the higher end of the middle of the curve because it's a fun pour. Why not enjoy it?
So I think we've said everything we need to say about this product.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video better than I liked this whiskey, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified when we have our monthly live streams.
Absolutely. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
This is the weirdest, wildest whiskey I've ever had. Like, I don't hate it, so I'm not gonna give it thumbs down, but actually, you know what? I think I am going to give it thumbs down on flavor, but I'm going to give it a thumbs up on experience because I am having the ride of my life.
Whoa!
Look at you, Mr. Fancy Man. Showing off. Okay, stop. You're not that cool. So I think we've said all we can say about this one for tonight, but thank you for watching, and let me start over.